Hello everyone, happy 4th of July. Today we're going to be looking at 538 election forecasts. They just came out with a few days ago. I'm going to be taking a look into each one of these. Um, let's go ahead and get into it here. They do have a few different models. I'm using Deluxe for most everything. We will take a look at the other ones a little bit. Um, but let's first go into the governors and check out what they have for each one of them. It's going to be kind of a little bit hard to see what's going on here. So I'll just look over them and look at each one. It shows that the Republican has a 37% chance of winning in Oregon. Um, for them to even have that high, I know in my prediction for governors just a week or so ago, I had them winning. Um, but I would probably change that. We'll just have to see in my new prediction. But that's a lot to say that they even have a 37% chance of winning. Um, then we have, of course, California is solid D. You can always count on that. Uh, so we have Idaho, solid red. I think we'll mostly be looking at some of the ones that will be closer. Things like Nevada. They do have Joe Lombardo has a 42% chance. Um, even that's I don't know. I don't know if I totally agree with that. Um, I guess we'll just have to see. I think he probably has a little bit higher chance, considering the national environment, of course. Um, let me see. It does have Kerry Lake. Sorry about that. Um, a 55% chance. Now I think that's a little bit high. Um, I think that she probably has 50% chance. Um, just because of how close it was. It has been trending left, so I don't see it being. I know that this is quite a positive uh, year for the Republicans. I will be going as to why I kind of don't know what to think about the Arizona forecast when I go into the Senate on this, because we'll talk about it then. Um, Alaska is going to be quite interesting to see because of their ranked choice voting. I guess we'll just have to see what happens on that. But that's what they have for the chances there. With Dunleavy has a 70% chance there. In Kansas, I think that's probably about right for what I believe. I don't know that'll be a real close margin with 1.3%. I guess just like with all the others, we'll just have to see what actually happens there. But that definitely it is a little bit of a surprise for Kelly to have that high of a chance, but I believe she is fairly popular in Kansas. We have Wisconsin. Tony Evers has a 64% chance. We have Michigan with Whitmer having a 91% chance. Um, I think that if, depending on what candidate the GOP decides to go with, that could tighten up more. But I think that at the end of the day, Whitmer will win that race. We have Pennsylvania with Josh Shapiro having a 74% chance. Uh, I do think that Mastriano has a higher chance than 26%. But at the end of the day, I still think that Shapiro will win that. We have Maine with Janet T. Mills with 67% chance. Down in Georgia, Brian Kemp has an 84% chance of winning. I think that that's about right. I think that's about right. Do I think that Stacey Abrams could win? In a different year, in a different national environment, yes. Let me see here. I think that that is most all of the swing states we were going to go over here. For the governors, we'll go over to the Senate now, and I'll talk about the. It says that the Republicans are slightly favored to win, 55 to 45. When you go down here, you can see. We'll scroll past this for just a moment. Average seats controlled by the party. It's predicting a 51 to 49 seat majority. We'll go ahead and go over these now. So Arizona, this is what I was talking about here. With Mark Kelly, I know that he's a little bit more popular than being an incumbent than Katie Hobbs, but I don't see them electing Mark Kelly and Carrie Lake. So it'll either be Carrie Lake and Blake Masters or Mark Kelly and Katie Hobbs. Now I could be wrong. There definitely is cross voting. Arizona definitely has that. It's done it in the past with voting for Republican president while voting for a Democrat Senate. So I guess it'll just be interesting to see what happens there. Now with Nevada, it shows a 50-50 chance. I agree with this. It shows a forecasted vote share of with Cortez Masto winning by 0.1%. I think that Laxalt will pull it off in this environment, but it could definitely be very, very close. Wisconsin, it shows Ron Johnson has a 72% chance of winning. Do I think that he'll win by 4 points? Probably not. I think it'll be closer than that. But I definitely think he'll be winning that race. In Missouri, Eric Greitens has a 94% chance if he wins the GOP nomination. For a Democratic candidate to have a 6% chance in Missouri, I definitely think that that says something about the quality of candidates and how they can shift a race in either direction. Marco Rubio has a 94% chance of winning. I definitely think that that's about right. Georgia. Now this one shows Herschel Walker 55% chance of winning. I think that that's probably about right for how I'm thinking on it. With Warnock being an incumbent, it may be lower, but looking at the vote share, it has a 0.2% higher vote, projected vote. Now that would go to a runoff, of course, seeing how it's under 50%. But I definitely think that Walker can pull it off. We have North Carolina. I definitely think Ted Bunn will be winning that. Then we have Ohio with J.D. Vance. I definitely think that that's about right. Tim Ryan does have a pretty good chance, all things considering. And then Pennsylvania. I think that Pennsylvania, in there, seeing how Fetterman has a 51 to 49% chance, I don't see that going exactly that way. I do think that if it's that close, seeing how national environment is, if it really is going to be that close, I think Oz will pull it off. Even if, well, I don't know for sure because definitely if Shapiro wins the governorship, then I don't see Shapiro Oz voters. Like I don't see Fetterman, Mastriano voters either. So, like with Arizona, Oz and Mastriano will win, or Fetterman and Shapiro. I don't think that one will win without the other one. I don't see that much cross voting with that. In New Hampshire, I think I definitely believe that Maggie Hassan will win by 4%. Probably not. I think it'll be a lot closer, probably a tilt margin. But I maybe more, maybe 1%. But I don't think that it'll be 4% like it's projecting there. Let me see here. I think that was going over all of them. In Washington, there's nothing really to see here. Giving the GOP candidate a 9% winning, I think that's even high in the state of Washington. I don't really see Patty Murray losing that race, even in a very favorable GOP national environment. Um, Let me see here. I think it says, goes into a little bit more here, shows a little bit. It's just so close in some of these, like Nevada, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, of course. Let me see here. I don't think it's pulling up here. We'll take a quick look at the House, and then I'll kind of show the differences with the different models. So in the House, it shows that the Republicans are easily favored to win the House. The same chance of Democrats having 238 seats. That correlates with the same type of chance of Republicans having 278, and I really don't see that happening. I think it'll likely be, I don't know, probably in this range right here, probably anywhere from 240 to 225. Now I'm looking at it down here. It says 201 seats are solid for the GOP, 154 solid for the Democrats. And just with the solid, likely, and lean, then they already have a majority. Where do I think it'll end up? Probably about 240. I definitely think that they'll probably have about 240 seats. 538 says 236, so I'm not far off, about 4 seats. But with it, if they win 6.1% of the popular vote, I think that it'll probably be at least 240. I think it'll probably be higher than that. If the GOP wins 6.1 popular vote by 6.1%, I think that it'll probably be at 245 seats. It's kind of interesting seeing how they put it there. Alrighty, so we will take a look at what changes. So on the different models, we have just the pools in the light. We have based on polls, fundraising, and past voting patterns is a classic. And then Deluxe has expert ratings and a few things like that. I definitely think it's the best. It gives a lot more realistic what will happen. In the light, it gives, with just the polls, Democrats have a definite higher chance than they did before. But you can already see the extremes are quite a bit further out. 263 is on par with the 301 for the Republicans. Under this one, we have that's really interesting to see there. 140 solid to 80 solid, 82 to 60. But still, with this, just with the likely and lean, they still have a majority. On this, they have a still about the same, 240, and I think that would be more realistic as far as that goes. I guess we'll look at the other one real quick here. We'll change over to the Senate and then to the governors. With Classic, it goes back to what the Deluxe has it as. I think that this is probably more realistic on the chances, but I definitely think that the House is probably going to be right around 240 for the GOP. Now to the Senate, we'll check these out here. Go to the light. It actually has the Democrats slightly favored to win the Senate in this projection. What it has here, it has Mark Kelly winning, Masto winning. We'll take a look right down here. It shows 50-50. 50-50 seats, so right where we are. So there's that. We'll change over to the governors. Just take a quick look here. So just off the polls, yeah, it gives the Republican here a 45% chance of winning. I definitely think that we need to see more polls out of the state of Oregon to know for sure what's going to be happening there, because we've only got very, very few since the primaries. This is interesting to see. I did have the Minnesota governorship going to the GOP. That will likely change in my next projection. Just looking into the race a little bit more. Tony Evers still wins there. Shapiro still wins there. Kemp wins. DeSantis wins. Abbott wins. Alrighty, let me see here. Oh, I don't know if we looked at the Classic on the Senate, but we will probably have to change over there. Yeah, so with the Classic, it has even a higher chance of the, well, not necessarily higher, about the same chance of them winning here. So we'll take a look here. Yeah, it's about the same. Alrighty, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, and thank you.